Could do the clap then. Okay.
What's up? What's up?
Hey man.
Second episode.
Second episode indeed.
Yeah. How we doing?
Pretty fine, like for the current state of the world, I would say.
How's your game going on?
It's going pretty good. I managed to finish the NPC spawning sort of mechanics. It's still a long way, but you know.
I saw the graphics. I liked it.
Yeah.
I even told my friends that Kevin is working on the game. The graphic is cool and everything is fine. So okay, let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean the people are not going to be even with early demos, you gotta show them sort of hands-on gameplay. This is why when I finish this game, I'm going to make a sort of a beta test where I invite everyone at the university and just see how it goes, because physical actual hands-on feedback is what is important.
But one question I was always thinking about: what happened to game industry? Before games were fun.
Oh man.
When you played it, it was now is people praying for the ranks and skins and dances and stuff. But before, I wasn't a gamer. Even when I was a teenager, I didn't game that much. But I see my friends, the everything changed after a while.
Yeah, it did.
Like now you have to pay to win.
Yeah, definitely too much microtransactions in video games right now. It's sad to see, but yet again, you have to realize the current state of the world is all about capitalism and money.
Yeah.
And to see it what made video games so special to me, other than the fact that it sort of provides a second perspective into life, is the fact that it felt so free and isolated from everything else going on in the world, like capitalism, sort of manipulating people to get money, and to see that sort of mentality seep through gaming nowadays is kind of saddening to me.
Yeah, but didn't they earn money before, by selling the games and stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, let's take a very basic yet a prime example in that, Nintendo, man. Yeah. Nintendo made a fuck ton of games, Legend of Zelda. It's the most 10 rated game by IGN, for example. I'm talking in sort of a franchise, as a franchise. It's the most 10 rated motherfucker, and they nailed it, and they get shit tons of money. But for example, at the same time, they don't put microtransactions in Zelda, do they? No, they don't.
But especially in popular games, I mean, some of them are free. Okay, I get it. But I mean, I rather pay amounts of money for a game than paying extra stuff inside the game.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
Kids you probably heard all of this news that kids are stealing their parents' credit cards and buy stuff. I don't think it's a good thing. First of all,
it's not a good thing.
But I mean, the companies should at least make the gaming fun again.
Yeah. I mean, the fucked up part about it is that as much as these companies like to say that they don't advocate for gambling, what they're doing by microtransactions and stuff, it is some sort of addiction, to say the least. Not gambling directly, but it is addiction nonetheless. Just because it's something is not labeled as gambling, but yet it's so appealing and addictive to children, doesn't make it any better, does it? No. In fact, it's much even worse than gambling, because gambling, you can still control it. You can put an age restriction, ID verification, blah blah blah, whatever. But with all these microtransactions, especially with Fortnite, have you seen the fucking all of the cash that goes into this fucking game from all of the customers?
I mean, they're using, again, last podcast we talked about it. People are not educated about some stuff, and companies use it, but
absolutely. I mean, here's the CEO of Unity, who said basically to all of the game developers who do not put I can't remember if it was for ads or microtransactions, but either I could be wrong for this. Don't take this as a reference, but he said something along the lines of, if you don't do it, you're a fucking idiot. So I just cannot get it. How did we get here? The consensus of gaming is all about money for some fucking reason. And I'm seeing this all the fucking time with EA, Activision, Blizzard, all of these fucking idiots. They make good games, but the other aspects sort of overshadow what the
Yeah.
game, the beauty of the game
Yeah.
itself.
I
You know?
mean, like Rockstar, they like milk GTA 5 for like 10 years since I
Yeah,
remember people are
yeah,
playing
yeah,
GTA
yeah,
5. I mean, why have, and people are still playing it, buying new stuff and
yeah,
all of
yeah.
this. I
It's
mean,
it's crazy.
and the
It's
one
crazy.
thing is like gaming before when I was a teenager, it was for fun. Like everyone hop in, they laugh, they all this. But nowadays people get cyberbullied, they got
Oh my
depression,
God, yeah,
all of this
yeah,
stuff because of a game.
yeah. I
And they
mean,
fight over games and stuff. I mean, gaming is like hour or two to have fun and forget
yeah,
everything
yeah,
what happening
yeah.
in real world.
I mean, for me, like I can say almost the same. Like for me, like gaming was such a like an integral part in my life. Like especially, I've always wanted to integrate gaming into my life as much as possible, and
Yeah.
I'm still working towards that. Like thankfully, um, but like for me, like what I like about gaming is that it sort of gives you like the chance to live a second life
Yeah.
almost. Some people might think this is absolute like utter bullshit and
Yeah.
like it's harmful or whatever. But for me, it's such like an interesting concept, especially because if you start like making games and you sort of incorporate like computer knowledge with
Yeah.
gaming and stuff, it becomes the experience becomes impeccable. Like I
Yeah.
cannot like imagine design. I mean, if you have the skills required, obviously. Uh, Imagine like making a game that you or an idea that you've always thought about and like sort of integrate it into like a system or a game. Like how amazing does that feel? I
Yeah.
cannot tell you, like I cannot describe this feeling, but like for example, Rockstar, I cannot talk shit about them. Sure, they milk the fuck out of Red Dead Redemption 2 online and GTA Online, but at the same time, they really make good games.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
make good
talk
games.
about the GTA franchise, talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the best game I've played for this decade. Like,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
incredible. Incredible. One of the best, let's say, actually.
I never played them.
Really.
I like
You should
people.
try it.
My friends made fun of me as because when the PlayStation 4 was out, my father bought for me and my brother PlayStation 4. When PlayStation 5 was out, my father bought it as well. I didn't play any games except NBA 2K.
NBA, yeah, yeah,
My brother played some games like every year. My father knows. He knows the date of when NBA 2K gets out. He bought that game for me. I'm happy for the one
yeah.
year. And oh, something about 2K. Like for the past couple of years, NBA 2K is the same game. They didn't change anything. They even removed some good options from the game. And I'm like, why the fuck are you doing this? That's
Yeah.
like 2K15, 2K16 was actually fun. But from 2019, 2K was the same thing. They just, like, every time a new 2K is out, they show some sweats of a player and say, oh, we improved the
It's just
graphics.
just some extra pixels. Yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's funny.
But I
I mean,
mean, like, I wish they changed this perspective. Oh, and another thing about 2K, like 2K have like FIFA. We have my career inside the game. If you don't pay money, you can't play it. You can play, but the progress is so hard. You like
they basically forces you
you
force you
forces
like
you to
into.
pay money, and I was like, why?
That is such a that is probably worse than like charging them without any
Yeah,
restrictions. To be
like
honest
the
with you,
game is sixty
so
dollars,
bad. Yeah.
and you have to buy in what was the name? Use 2K what? 2K coins, something like this. You have to buy 2K coins to improve your player.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you doing this? Let people have fun. And they're earning a lot of money. People are still buying it. Not like Middle East, but I mean in USA, like dollars is just $2, $3 is nothing for them. But in here, it's kind of hard. And I love the storyline of it of my career in every 2K. But when you finish the storyline, you cannot do anything because you have to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And extra, you
Sucks.
have to pay the PlayStation Plus to play online.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, PlayStation Online is also like not helping you really. I mean, you're supposed to play multiplayer for free. Excuse me, like. But yeah, this is like one of the reasons also like I don't really usually prefer consoles these days. I mean, not vintage consoles, obviously. Like
Yeah.
vintage consoles for me, it will have like a special place in
Pepsi
my heart.
Man.
Pepsi Man, like all of these good like
Yeah.
vintage games, like it's brilliant. But here's the thing: if you want to milk money, you gotta do it the right way. You
Yeah.
gotta hold the stick from the middle. For example, Rockstar does this pretty good. They provide you with the offline sort of story-based experience, which in itself is absolutely impeccable,
Yeah.
100%. And they also give you the chance to play online. But maybe if you want to progress like a little bit like better, you
Yeah.
might want to buy a pack or two.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a really bad job with Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
Yeah.
It's seriously hard to get anything good, and the purpose is basically lost. But I really cannot say like too many bad comments about that, just because the game itself, like Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, it's pretty good. It's not recycled. It's new mechanics. They make something new like each
Yeah.
and every like iteration of the development cycle. But yeah, let's take like the other end of the spectrum, for example, like fucking EA.
Yeah.
They have been making the same FIFA for like 22 years, man. 22 years, the same shit, everything. The only thing that they've included, which is like a paid fucking Ultimate Team, like sort
Yeah.
of strategy-based, like sort of
Yeah.
mode, which is just like a money milking scheme.
Yeah.
So like they're not doing anything like new.
I
That's what
think that's
saddens me.
why this when they found out that they can actually earn money, like besides that you have to buy that money. I think gaming just like get fucked up from that part.
Yeah, yeah. I
'Cause-
mean, we'll have to put like these two sort of categories away from each other, like, don't we? Just so that we can create like the best experience. I feel like because like I don't want to ruin. I don't want to say gaming as a whole is like terrible. That would be nonsense. No, it's not.
it's not terrible, but
It's not terrible, but just there's just some like assholes out there that they utilize it. So we have to like to put like a silver lining like between them. But yet again, that doesn't stop us from like sort of
yeah,
advocating like against the schemes of these companies. And like basically, I wish we could go back to the golden like
yeah,
days of gaming where everyone just like had fun like for
yeah.
free and all of that. But just it's the way like the world works right now for some reason.
I think the best era for gaming was 2000 and 2010s, the beginning of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2010s.
Basically from the 2000s, 2010, that was the best era for me, like especially. Dude, you remember like the Flash games we used to play? Like,
Yeah.
even the Flash games, like for example, Happy Wheels and all of that.
Well, like
Yeah.
when I look at my childhood and people in my generation, like compared to this generation, I think we had a better childhood.
Oh yeah, we took the golden age, bro.
Yeah, because
Shit.
everything was fun. We didn't have this amount. Like I see kids now, they have depression when they're 12, they're 13.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like what you're gonna ask him like in fucking 10 years, like what was your childhood like? And he's just like flash like 10 fucking TikToks like in the fucking
Like
so stupid.
I wish they put actually a age restriction for social media. They actually do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think like young people should play games. Play sorry, be in social media.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we weren't like raised that way. Like, I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't mean that everyone should follow like in our footsteps. Like, sure, like the world doesn't work like that. You
Yeah.
cannot put like everyone under one fucking sort of umbrella, let's
Yeah.
say. But it's hard. Like, it's such a paradox. Like, you cannot really fully solve it, can you? Because
No.
I wish if I was like somehow under control and like decided like one day just to put regulations onto that. But I mean, you have to think about it. People like, let's say, 10 year, like 20 years, like older than us, didn't have internet, and they would argue that their childhood were better because we
Yeah.
didn't have internet back in
Yeah.
the we used to play outside all the time. And you see, like when you go back through your fucking family tree,
Yeah.
you see that effect like multiplying. Like you,
Yeah.
even your grandpa will start talking about how his childhood was better. So I feel like this is sort of like a non-solvable, like sort of repeating like pattern.
Yeah, but
So
like at least we touch some grass when we kid.
yeah, 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 I can
Like
see that. I can see that.
I don't like because my brother is the same thing. My brother he's 14 now and he is into this stuff a lot. And I mean it's their generation. They're gonna be like this, and actually they're more creative than us.
They are, they are, they
But
are.
at the same time, I wish they could have the balance.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
too much social, even adults, too much social media can kill your mental health.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I the way like I interpret like social media right now is just people with fake sort of confidence
Yeah.
and fake like things to show and like fake lifestyles just to fucking brag about it. And it's, I mean, it's a matrix in itself,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, we've talked about this before, but like it is, as you said, like uh, it's detrimental, like for the young ones. I feel sorry for them. Like honestly, they're. I genuinely like do think about this like oftentimes like maybe there was something that we could have done to prevent like this fucking outbreak of
Yeah.
negativity like in you know with regards to like youngsters using social media because I mean they're very easily influenced, you know, easily influenced.
Yeah.
Even like the simplest words can fucking like
Yeah.
get them hooked on something, you know. I mean, have you seen these fucking challenges on TikTok where people like
Yeah.
lick fucking ice cream and just put it back in its place, like in
Yeah.
supermarkets and stuff, just because of a challenge? Yeah, because like you know,
Like
it's
that. One of the things in our time, social media was different.
yeah,
When I was a kid, like there were some problems. I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning, in Instagram, you could have porn.
yeah,
So that's why my parents didn't let me to use Instagram. But after a while, they changed it. They changed the privacy and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
And nowadays, it's people know that the people that they're seeing in TikTok and stuff is their lifestyle is not like this.
yeah.
They know this, but it's still they think that they actually live like this. Because you see these teenagers, they say, "Oh, I'm 20 and I'm rich and stuff," and you see the video, they got Lamborghini, they got I don't know private jet and all this shit. I'm like,
Walking in Dubai and stuff like that, bro. Half of these people they just go to Dubai to post that shit
yeah,
using other people's fucking cars.
yeah,
I'm telling you, no, that is the fucking truth. People actually do this. People go to fucking UAE for a fucking holiday as a joke, and they just brag about like being rich when they're not, like not, just for the, like, just to get that moment where they can, yeah, I posted that shit, you know? That's what
but
they
the,
want.
the bad part is these people they do this, and some of them they make some courses about how to get rich. We have them in Iran, and I see the guide. Like when someone is rich, some things are different in that person. The way he talks is different. The way he walks, everything in a real rich person is different than normal people.
Yeah.
So I wish someday people understand that most of it, like 90% of all of these people that they advertise and stuff, like drop shipping and like crypto and copyrights and all of this stuff, they're not they're fake. They're not real. The
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
just
yeah.
rent a car for I don't know $500 an hour. He shoots some videos and
Yeah,
then he's
like,
done.
bro,
Like,
I can do that shit in a fucking jiffy. I don't give a fuck. Like,
should we do it?
should we just do it as a
It
joke?
should be fun. Like, as if you buy this, like there was a Iranian guy. He made a joke. He was like, you see this car? I bought this car with work in 3 months. Now, if you go to the links down below and buy my course, I can buy the same car in a different color next year. So he was
It's
making
crazy.
these jokes that, like,
Yeah.
if you buy my course, I will get richer. You will be the same
Yeah,
person.
yeah. It's just, bro, it's fucking hysteria over social media. And I just remembered something right now. Back in the like early like sort of ages of Facebook,
Yeah.
I swear to God, like it was such an alien sort of platform to me, or
Yeah.
like a thing to do. It was an alien activity to me at
Yeah.
first, because I saw these people, bro. Even at these times when you know social media was the new thing, the new trend. It's like Facebook me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, today we're gonna play Dragon City on
Yeah.
Facebook. You coming or something? I used to have that shit all the time, and I swear to God, even my father back in those days would tell me, "Why don't you post your new fucking outfit on Facebook so that your aunts fucking see them?" The hysteria got to my father was like a,
Yeah.
you know, a fucking veteran who doesn't give a fuck about this shit. And I thought about it, I was like, it's so scary. Like even social media can get to the people who are like oblivious to it and like not very used to it. And everyone was so, I swear to God, the shit that I got like from Facebook and stuff was like, it was so hysterical. It was like one friend telling me, "Why didn't you like my post? I just posted it. Like it.
Even
Comment on it."
nowadays, we have this stuff.
Dude, we still have it.
Yeah.
It's so hysterical. And this is why I actually stepped back from Facebook from the early days. I used to get on it just to play like, You know these games like on Facebook when you had like Farmville or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Dragon City or some shit. I used to play that only. I didn't used to chat with anyone. No fucking likes, no
yeah,
comments because it's just so hysterical.
yeah,
There's no need for that hysteria. If we see each other all day, why the fuck do I have to say hi to you
yeah.
every day on Facebook? Why?
And most of it is fake. Like,
Yeah,
but I know it because back in the day when I was high school, I wasn't a social media guy. I didn't post anything,
me
but
neither, man. Me neither.
sometimes like my old
Still
Instagram,
never am, to be
yeah,
honest with you. I don't post shit.
like
Like unless if I'm posting like a guitar riff, that's it.
like my previous Instagram page was like I had one photo on there and I saw it like people writing some comments. I know they were fake. I know those people, if you see me face to face, their whole body language will change, the way they talk, it's gonna change
It's
and
fucking
all.
robots, man.
So I don't know. Like one guy once said something really wise. He said humans they make something first, then start to think about how we can get benefits from it.
Yeah.
Like it's like making a culture before people know the culture. They don't know
Yes,
what's going
yes,
on.
exactly,
They have no
exactly.
idea, but they have it. So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
misuse it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like nowadays what we have in AI.
Exactly, exactly.
Maybe 2 years from now, people actually learn how to use AI. But
Yeah,
nowadays they're just making anime hentai and shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Bro, funny you should mention that actually. I saw a guy yesterday on LinkedIn. He made an AI like sort of I don't know what do you call it, an architecture. He used basically like, the GPT fucking
Yeah.
models, but he created a VR environment where people are in a party and
Yeah.
the characters are talking to each other in real time.
Yeah.
And whenever he asks the person next to him, is like, introduce me to these people, the AI would generate the answer and then text to speech like module. It's very easy shit,
Yeah.
by the way. So easy. Could be anyone could do it. So he reads out the answer text to speech, and it feels so fucking natural.
Yeah.
And the AI starts to, like sort of how can I say it? Introducing people to the person, and the people like whom he introduced,
Yeah.
they start talking back to him, and it's such an interesting like sort of thing. There is no limits to this shit. People thought metaverse was the bang. Well, guess what? You're fucking wrong. AI is where it's at right now. It's yeah.
Well, you know what I'm afraid of? After 1 year, we realized that even AI was in the bank. Like same thing that
That could
happened with
happen, but
metaverse.
that could happen, but like it is what I said. Some things are not meant to be uni-purposed.
No.
Yeah. As the purpose of AI could fucking like transform. Maybe it could go like to medical stuff. Maybe it
Yeah.
could go to entertainment only. Maybe it could go to fucking comedy for all I
Yeah.
care. But but the consensus is, from my point of view, this century is AI century,
Yeah.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. We're gonna see lots of uh first of all, we're gonna get lots of help. Second of all, it's gonna make us more efficient. You know, the
100%.
thing is, people think AI is smarter than us. It's not
It
smarter.
isn't.
It's just it can handle information much faster than
Yeah,
us.
it's a tool. It's basically a tool
Yeah.
that we can utilize with our
Yeah.
input to create like more sort of efficient or like
Yeah.
more results.
And
That's
like
it.
I told one of my friends, it's like humans and AI wants to take an exam. AI can be much better than a human because he got all of the information. Basically, he's cheating. But a human can only use a limited part of his brain. I think it's because that humans we have lack of focus.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
why we cannot, like, even if you read something, somehow in the exam you forget it. But the AI, he got everything inside it.
Yeah, and also like genetics also play a good role in that. Our genetics are fluctuating. Like for example, I mean, do you really think Einstein's genetics are identical to me and you? Absolutely not. Like his genetics is what allowed him to have like a. I mean, in biology, that what sort of influences IQ and stuff. But his genetics sort of helped him. So it's fluctuating. AI helps us to eliminate that
Yeah.
fluctuation and get the better like sort of results out of every one of us. That's it.
About the smarter thing, I once read a book. I recommend it to everyone to read it. It's about the name was like I don't know if the translation is good because I read the book in Farsi. The book name was The Story of the Geniuses. So basically, the whole point of the book was your IQ doesn't mean that you're smarter. Your IQ doesn't mean if someone has a better IQ, it doesn't mean he's smarter. Or if someone like they got better grades in the school, it doesn't mean they're smarter.
Absolutely not.
I
Absolutely
recommend
not.
this book. Maybe we can we should read it too, because when I read that book, it changed my whole idea about the IQ and like why some people they we think they're smarter than us. And I think smarter is one word that we misuse it.
Yeah, I was going to say that actually. Our definition of smart is sort of misused. It's like, think of it this way. Everyone has basically, I mean, everyone who's educated, let's say,
Yeah.
educated enough, has the capability of, how can I say it? Has the capability of critical thinking,
Yeah.
has the capability of processing like information. But what smart goes into play is the sort of the ability to integrate those, features
Yeah.
in other like ways.
Yeah.
That's it. It's basically creativity. Creativity in using your
Yeah.
resources of. It doesn't like make you fucking superhuman.
Yeah. Because in that book he talked about the smartest guy in the planet.
It's like, think of it this way: smarter people see things different than
Yeah,
less
yeah,
smarter people.
yeah.
That's it. That's it.
In that book, uh, the person like was talking about the smartest person that ever lived. He said that guy wasn't educated. He didn't go to university. He didn't do anything. He was smart from the day he was born. He had the highest IQ, and he had a farm. He lived in his farm. He liked it, and but he read tons of books. But he was like, I'm happy like this. I didn't go to like how can I say it? Uh, he didn't do anything special. He was smart. And yes, when you have higher IQ, you might learn some stuff faster and better.
Faster, yeah, yeah.
But one thing that I learned from playing basketball was talent like is not that important. Like if hard working can beat someone's
Absolutely, no, no, one
talent.
hundred percent. Yeah, yeah,
So like don't let this thing stop you, then people call you're not that smart or you cannot do
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean,
It's just a conversation about hard working. You can do it
yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Like if someone put 2 hours of time learning something and I have to put like 5 hours, I can do it, but I need more time.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, I've never thought like I never really thought about like how smart I am or how smart I will be or how
Yeah.
smart can I get. I just go into things and just try to do them
Yeah.
in the best. That's what we all should do. Like people stress it too much. It's like I used to suck at math, fine,
Yeah.
but I mean, look at me now. I can write code like which is basically concrete
Yeah.
math
Yeah.
in good ways and like in efficient ways. Like, so where is the point here? Where is the point? Like, sure, being good at mathematics is a good indicator that we'll be good at code, but it doesn't paint the full picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you are like underqualified if you're not good at math. No, it has
Math
nothing to
is
do
one
with
of
it.
the things I am sure that if you work on it, you can be good.
Absolutely,
Like
absolutely.
people say, "Oh, I hate math. I don't know how to do math. Like I suck at math." I mean, I always told them you didn't put enough time on math.
It's because the hatred for mathematics. It's because the mathematics that they take in school aren't applied into
Yeah,
interesting things. And
yeah,
that's what we should focus on. I mean, for me, I apply math in, for example, when I back in like when I used to write like sort of engines from from
yeah,
scratch without using any help. I had to figure out like how to draw polygons on the screen to
yeah,
generate, for example, I don't know, a sphere or like a
yeah,
cube. So I read about the mathematical equations of it, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my
yeah,
life. If you take something interesting and you sort of backgrounds like, okay, if you backtrack a little bit on it and you say, okay, how can I create this? How can I render this image with mathematics? I
yeah,
have this set of formulas. I have a set of resources that I cannot like sort of overuse. How can I create something like that? With that mentality and having something interesting at the end of the product line
yeah,
is what keeps you going, is what makes mathematics
yeah.
very
Exactly,
interesting.
exactly.
And that's the fault of like the modern sort of um, education system. It's like you teach us all this fucking shit, But at the end, there's no like end goal. There's no like something interesting, something appealing that we should
Yeah.
work towards.
I think physics people is more likely to enjoy learning
Absolutely,
physics because
because
they
it's
see it.
100% applied.
Yeah. But even chemistry is like math because people cannot see it that well.
Yeah, it's all about like measurements and what you do if we add like a little more like
Yeah.
sort of I don't
I
know
didn't
whatever.
saw anyone in my life that hates physics.
Me neither. Me
Yeah.
neither. I loved physics, but here's the thing with physics as well. The people who usually gives physics are like you know uh, educational institutions. Let's say they're the most bold, pale,
Yeah.
fucking. I mean, take our university for example.
Yeah.
There's just this one guy who's about to enter his coffin for all I fucking
Yeah.
care,
Yeah.
and he cannot take a question. He cannot take a criticism, and it's the fault of the institutions. But I know deep down in my heart that physics is also such a beautiful thing, and I've seen it before.
Yeah.
So
Uh, Now I want to go to to a topic that is really off. What about what we were talking about?
oh no,
Like few days because it was I was thinking about it a lot, and everything that started from a conversation with one of my friends, and it's off topic so much. Like people
go
gonna
ahead,
say what the
show
fuck.
test me, bro.
Like I was talking to one of my friends about dating and stuff,
Hmm.
and he's a Muslim. If you saw this video, you know what I'm
I
talking
know where
about.
this is going.
So he told me like I rather go with a girl that she wears hijab and she wear proper clothes.
Good for you.
And then I asked him, okay, what's the difference between that girl and the girl that wear modern fashion and she's
Hmm.
like normal,
That's
not
a good
normal,
question.
yeah.
That's a good
He
question.
said like,
That will test like what kind of a
yeah,
Muslim he
yeah,
is.
exactly. I told him, he told me no, like if a girl wear clothes, I made an example like I told him what if a girl wears clothes like Turkish people,
Okay.
because you know how Turkish girls wear clothes. So I was like, what's the difference between
Wait,
these
wait.
two?
Hijabi Turks or like regular fucking Turkish guys?
Regular Turks, like European kind of Turks.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. I was like, what's the difference between these girls and that girl? He told me like if a girl wears that kind of clothes, boys gonna look at it, boys gonna feel some dirty shit in their mind. I was like, okay, if there's a hijabi girl, do you think that no boy in the planet will think that way, the same way to that girl? And he told me, yes, boys gonna think the same way. So I told him, so what's the difference? Same thing. And he was speechless. Then he started talking about the religious part, and my religion said this and stuff. I was
He
like,
went to the safe zone basically.
yeah. I was like, okay, give me a proper answer. What's the difference between these two? Both of them, same kind of man, can have the same look. So
Yeah.
why? So what do you think about this? Do you think that I mean, for me personally, I never like this type of boys that tell their girlfriend you shouldn't wear this, you shouldn't wear this, you shouldn't wear
Yeah.
this. I wasn't ever like this. I hate to be like this. 'Cause I was like I'm not the boss.
Yeah. Are you
I'm
like
like
the father or something? It's like
even the father. I think to some level, like after age.
the thing is, bro. Like you have to think like these people are like especially these types of Muslims. They're very insecure.
Yeah,
They come like from an insecure environment. I'm not sure if we can blame them or not for that, but
they
let's
came from the same society.
yeah, let's blame their parents to
Yeah,
say the least, or whatever they came from anyway. So they're insecure about everything. They're insecure about themselves, and they're very overprotective.
yeah,
It's and also it stems from the fact that they have not been in many relationships,
yeah,
especially like the new ones, and that's like the sense of like ownership and like yeah,
yeah,
that's mine. I don't want to fucking lose it. What are you talking about, bro? People are gonna
yeah,
talk shit about me. It's like all of that starts
yeah,
running into their minds. Like, what is my fucking like friend is going to say when she's like wearing that or like wearing that? Like that shit runs in their fucking brains like clockwork, and I don't know
yeah.
why. Like it's such needless. Like you would be better off like thinking about other stuff.
Yeah.
You're wasting your fucking battery, bro.
Yeah, but what for you? Does it make any difference in a girl how a girl wears clothes and stuff?
That's completely up to her. I mean,
No.
if she wears something and you like it, that's the style that you like the girl in. Like
Yeah,
she might have wore something different that day that you maybe wouldn't prefer,
yeah.
But that happens, you know.
Cause I saw lots of girls in here that they wear hijab and all of this stuff, and they're literally whores. And I saw girls that they are like European girls in here, and they're virgins. They never touch a boy in their life.
That could happen. It doesn't.
Like
It's not like an indicator,
I like
bro. It's the state of. Here's the thing. Like when you're talking about Turkey, I've got to realize they're secular. What I mean by secular is that okay, we've got our Islamic values, but I'm free to drink
yeah,
alcohol whatever I want. Hell, I'm gonna fucking drink alcohol and go to the mosque right after it.
no,
That is the type of. It's secular like Muslims. I have no problem with that. That's pretty good as well. But let's also talk like about other stuff, like not just sexual activity. Like hijabi girls can be the most pain in the ass that you can
yeah,
get.
I understand that.
You know that shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's just people like to get entangled in such unnecessary details. It's like, but looks are deceiving, bro. You cannot judge a book by its cover.
yeah.
It's such a cliche, but it is true.
It
It
is
is
true.
true, and it's the most overlooked fucking fact when it comes to social interaction.
I,
It's
the guy told me. Then he started talking about the first impression thing. He told me like when
I never trust first impressions between me
you
and you.
like
Never.
like me when I heard some stuff about you, I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? But when I get to know you, my whole mentality changed about you.
Yeah,
And
same with you. Like,
yeah, you told me like I thought you're a different person. But I mean like he told me like yeah, when I see a girl that wear open clothes, my idea about her like she's a whore. I was like, that's your problem. You shouldn't think that way. Like I think we should remove the first impression thing in our life. Like just
absolutely,
delete it.
absolutely. I mean, and it's also very important for like when you're meeting a girl like on a
Yeah,
first date. She might be an angel at first,
yeah,
but then if you go the second day and then the
yeah.
day
I've
after,
been there. I've been
yeah,
there.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's such a decision. So I never trust. Like even if the first impression is good, I usually never trust it. I give it like a sort of like a cool down period of at least 1 week. Just get
Yeah.
a taste of what the
I
fucking
think
like.
1 week is the good amount of time to know
Yeah, it
someone.
is. It is. It is. It is.
But
You gotta
l-
spend time. You gotta
like
know
we
what the fuck's
had
going
this
on.
in our culture, Iranian culture, we have
Oh
this.
my god, we'd be so different.
Yeah.
We'd be so different. We'd be
Like
so much better.
in our culture is like if you see someone got tattoos, it's like, oh, that guy's drug
He's a
addict. That
pimp.
guy, yeah.
He's a pimp.
Like
Tell me about it.
if you see someone that I don't know, a guy that colors his hair, oh, he's gay.
He's gay. He's
Like
homosexual. He
I
likes
was
dicks.
like, and my dad always talk about this thing that you have to have a good first impression. I agree with this, but I mean, like, if I got a tattoo and my hair is blue, not the blue hair, like the blue hair is fucked up,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, if I do all of this stuff, does this mean that I'm a bad guy or a different person? No, I mean, I just like it.
It's just personal preference, man. And
Yeah, I wish someday at least we can like start for ourselves.
yeah.
Like
I,
nowadays, I don't have any first impression. I have to talk to the person. I have to
you,
get to
you
know
you
him.
gotta spend time with them. Like if you see someone walking down the street and he's acting some, I don't know, he's doing something that is
Yeah,
appealing to you or you're liking, that you shouldn't trust that fucking
yeah,
sense. You should know where the fuck he's going. Maybe he's a fucking like serial killer for all I
yeah,
care. But I do have hope in our generation to eliminate that sort of bad aspect of humanity where
yeah,
everyone is just so overprotective, everyone
yeah,
is so insecure, everyone is very picky about
yeah, yeah,
certain things. Because here's the thing, bro, we're going to see some shit in our lives. I'm telling you,
yeah,
right now, 20 years down the line, we could see humans fucking having like head fucking like transplants, like
yeah, yeah.
someone who has like two heads because he identifies as a two-header, for example. You know what I mean? It's like we could see crazy shit like that, and I'm open to fucking like, I don't know, maybe you want to become an alien.
No,
I don't
we
care.
have this kind of people.
Just like,
It's a stupid. Don't do
but
it.
but here's the thing, like I am open to that shit. We need to have that open mentality where everyone has a preference and everyone, as long as they don't give, as long as they're not like fruitcakes that give actual damage to the community.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
like. It's like we have this problem with vegans. They start a protest. They go to steak houses and stuff. They say they like attack people. I was like,
Yeah.
do you like
Do you know
us to do the same thing when
the
you're?
worst type of people? These like the same as vegans. There was I think it was a match between Newcastle and Leeds. There was someone from the environmentalists, you
Oh,
know. He that fucking idiot. He taped himself to the goalpost, and he stopped the match for 25 minutes just because he's protesting about. It's like, bro, you left all of the places, all of the out of all the things that you could have fucking taped your fucking ass to. You came to the fucking match and you ruined it for me. 25 minutes off the game, bro. And here's the thing, it's like
like, first of all, I think if you're vegan and you feel good about it, it's fine. If you're
keep
gay,
it to yourself, buddy.
you
Keep it to your
like
fucking
like
self. It's like,
okay, I'm an eat meter. I don't give a fuck about if you want to eat avocado and all of this shit.
they think they're like the chosen one who wants to save all of the animals.
Like
Are you fucking
Muslims,
like?
Muslims have the same thing. Like when I talk to some Muslims, not all of them, but some of them, they think, oh, I'm the best human
Do you know what
possible.
this reminds me of?
What?
The Free Palestine activists
Yeah.
who think that their life mission is just to save Palestine, where they just don't have like
Like,
any sort of power or extent to do anything. It's like, okay, you share all of this shit on social media. I respect that. But don't go out of your way and start like making it your number one agenda for some
yeah.
reason. You've got a life, man.
Like,
Come on.
like, are we just jumping into different topics? But
No, it circulates around this one thing
yeah, but
where people are just, how can I say it? They just get entangled into unnecessary things.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Where we haven't got
yeah,
lost.
yeah, like, uh, once, what was a British guy? He have a show. He brings, like, he wants to even bring
Piers Morgan?
Yeah, yeah. That guy was like, why vegans, like, is it
By the way, what a legend. He ate a steak in front of a
yeah,
vegan.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus, that was
Like the same interview, you said, yes, we eat meat, but we never attack your vegan, like, coffee shops and restaurants. To
Yeah.
like, why you eating what?
Are we really that surprised? That's so crazy. We haven't even like attacked them like by the slightest extent. Just because we want to live our lives like the way we want to,
Yeah.
they start to make it their own agenda. It's like,
I wish there was a day in this earth that some stuff was individual. Religious was individual. What do you want to eat was what's your gender.
Yeah.
All just, if you keep it yourself, I don't fucking care. You can be a, I don't know, potato. You can identify as a potato. I don't give a fuck.
hell, I don't give a fuck if you're a cannibalist, man.
But
I don't
don't come
care.
to the TV. Don't make children think that they don't feel right with their gender. Just don't show it in public.
Yeah.
It's like if the same thing happened with Nazis, people who support Nazis. Actually, there are some people in Germany that is for
There is
support
still a
Nazis,
minority in Germany,
but
yeah.
they don't do any shit. Government, they don't care about them. They're just there.
There's
They
still
just
some in
having,
America as
yeah.
well. There's some neo-Nazis there.
Like Texas. Like people in Texas, some of like Texas was a separated country. Then they agreed to be like, some people are there, but they don't. You never heard them in news. You never heard them any place doing anything. They just
They're
have
just
their
living
fun.
their lives. And fun fact, actually, there is the like sort of the Germanic minority in Texas. They speak a special Germanic Texas sort of dialect,
Yeah.
which is very interesting. Like that's just like a fun fact. But it is, as you said, it's like um, people have just got to learn to sort of live life in their own realm, basically. It's like, okay, these are my rules. I don't agree with other people's rules, but I don't want to suppress them.
No,
I don't want to intervene with
I'm
them
not the best.
because they're not intervening with me. It's like common sense, bro.
And the other thing is, like, they think people like, back in my teenager years, I thought if I listen to jazz, blues, or rock, I'm a different person than others. But when I grew up, I realized, okay, it was just my taste. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I'm better than them, or I'm just
Yeah,
feeling
yeah,
differently.
yeah.
I
I remember. I remember that. I remember that. Everyone had that sort of like one-up mentality. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, man, you like porn films. I like fucking like horror films or
yeah.
something like that. It's
I
like,
was like, okay, nowadays I don't think if I like something in another way than different people, I don't think I'm better than them.
yeah, it
I
doesn't
just
make
This is
a.
my idea. I like Persian rap. I listen to it and I enjoy it. It doesn't mean someone that listen to jazz or listen to 80s rock, he's better than me. No, we just have
No,
different
it's
tastes.
just different tastes,
It's
I think.
just same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Vegans, they have different thoughts,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they're not
yeah.
helping the environment. They're not
They
helping
care
the
about themselves, bro.
like.
They only care
They
about
just want to
themselves.
say, "Oh, I'm vegan, I'm different."
You know,
And you're,
I'm falling from grace. Yeah,
if
I'm
you're
gonna save the
vegan and
animals.
watching this podcast, please go do a research. You're not helping anything.
It's gonna bro. All of the species, and I think George Carlin, the comedian, talked about this in such a comedic and such insightful way. His words was like pure wisdom. He said, and this is a proven statistic. It's like over 90% of the species that has ever existed are fucking gone.
Yeah.
With no no, you got to realize this, with or without our intervention.
Yeah.
So even if you're like a vegan and try to prevent that shit, you're not even doing 0.0001% change. It's gonna fucking happen. Leave them fucking extinct. Leave them
That's the
fucking go
reason
away.
they're getting extinct.
Yeah.
Like, even before humans exist in this world, we have some like animals we don't have now, like mammoths. We don't have one.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
Maybe one day we gonna extinct.
We
Humans.
are. We are. An asteroid is going to us, by the way. It's just, in a fucking taxi, going a
Yeah.
little bit slower.
I mean,
It's gonna come, bro.
it's like I think the ecosystem in Earth is that big that humans, I don't think we can affect anything. It's gonna happen
It's
anyways.
gonna happen.
Like,
This is exactly the reason why, statistically and economically impossible to stop global warming.
it's
Are
not
you?
even global warming.
It's
It was warmer before humans.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the let's say about like the 10% change that we did due to our factories
I
and coal
don't
factories and
think we
all of
done
that.
anything.
Here's the thing. Let's say if there's even a possibility we did
Yeah,
take
okay.
10%. Are you really going to put sanctions of all the factories in the world? The, can you imagine the economic crisis behind
Yeah.
this? Like you will have to be a fucking economic savant
Yeah.
in order to organize this. It's impossible.
One day without oil, this earth gonna collapse.
It's economically and statistically impossible.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson spoke about this, like why, for example, Greta Thunberg, which is a person that I like. She advocates for global warming and all of that, but you've got to realize it's impossible to stop. I mean, statistically, think about it, like in numbers, it's really impossible to stop global warming without affecting economy. Absolutely out of the question. Impossible.
But
Impossible.
the thing is, a war in Russia versus Ukraine, it changed the like oil price, and everything got fucked up
Got
around the
fucked
world.
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like people, countries that
Even us without out of the fucking conflict, we got fucked up. Yeah, think about it. Yeah. And you want to stop global fucking warming?
I see some people that they think don't do it. Just don't. What you do?
I don't know. It's just setting the
Not
lights.
the I think the voice is gonna get fucked up. Like you here, I cannot remove that shit from it.
Oh, just keep it, bro.
Yeah, it's
an
it's
aesthetic,
fine,
like,
but I mean like.
I'm gonna stop doing it. Yeah, so you were saying?
The thing was, what was I saying? Oh, some people they think if they buy electric cars, they're gonna help the environment.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, have you ever thought how they make the electricity from your car?
Yeah, it's like
Like they say, oh, solar panels and stuff. It's like, nah, bro, we're not that efficient.
we're not that efficient, and the government don't want that. By the way, do you really think the government wants to give us free energy?
No.
What?
What happened to the guy that he made the engine that works with water?
Disappeared, bro. Fucking.
Search on Google. There is a guy. I probably gonna put the links in the thing. There was a guy that made the engine. He made a car that works with water.
Yeah, it basically is like a hydro. What do you
The
call
guy
it?
got
Hydrogra-
disappeared,
I don't know.
and the car got destroyed. And they say the big guys in oil industry they did this.
Because the government does. It's within the hands of the government, bro. If the government wanted to create solar energy, they would have put that shit in Texas long time ago. All of the solar panels, or in the Arabic Sahara.
Yeah.
But they don't want that.
Yeah.
They don't want that. They want the cash to themselves, and
Let-
the people just get fucking poor.
Let me tell you something funny. I watched the video and it was really cool. He said why we can't put solar panels in Sahara and like can I find the video because it's probably in my YouTube history.
Oh, we can put it somewhere.
I want to show you this because it was really fun. I don't want to miss anything on it.
Why don't we cover the entire Sahara Desert with solar panels? It could generate 2.5 million terawatt hours of electricity annually, enough to power 96 Earths. However, the installation would have severe consequences, disrupting the climatic cycle and causing the Sahara to become cold. Increased rainfall in the desert could lead to massive ocean cyclones and the Amazon rainforest turning into a desert. It has been observed that rainfall in Sahara Desert causes drought in Amazon region, while lack of rainfall in Sahara accelerates Amazon's growth. It may seem like the two regions are worlds apart, but NASA's Calypso satellite has uncovered a surprising connection. Each year, around 182 million tons of sand dust flies from the Sahara and travels around 4,300 kilometers over the Atlantic Ocean before falling on the Amazon rainforest. This dust carries a substantial amount of phosphorus, which is crucial for rainforest plants to thrive. It's not an exaggeration to say that there is an Amazon because there is a Sahara.
See what's funny about that? South America was originally a piece of Africa, like it was really, but then it, the tectonic fucking plates and all that. It's very interesting to see that relation still like sort of existing between them. I guess you could say. That's very
And
interesting.
you know that continents are still moving. Every
Obviously.
year, 8 centimeters.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. God,
That
I wonder
was
what the Earth would look like in
What?
fucking 2 million years or something.
I think Russia and USA will just get connected
Oh,
to each
no.
other.
Oh, but think about the new countries that are going to emerge from that. Like, what are we gonna? I mean, if Earth is going to exist like in a fucking 1,000 years, even I don't know. Well, I guess we're never gonna fucking see the day.
Yeah, but I mean, just before the whole point of this conversation was first of all put everything in individual, all of this religious and what you want to eat, what is your gender and what are your pronouns, all of this shit. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if someone comes up to me and say I have pronouns, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm just gonna leave. I don't care if it's out of manners. Or
Here's the
stuff.
thing, bro. You can have pronouns, but it's
No,
one.
no,
Hey,
no,
okay,
no,
wait.
you
Let me
can't,
finish.
you can't,
Hear me.
you
Hear
can't,
me.
you can't, you can't.
Hear me. Wait. Hear me out. Hear me out. You can have pronouns. That's cool and all. But it's one thing to have pronouns, but it's another to force people to use them. You can have pronouns, but you have to accept that some people are not going to be using them.
Okay.
It's just.
How do you think if I say my pronouns are, I identify as a god, and my pronouns are God and Your Majesty?
I would just say you're a fucking wanker and just
Same thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like
see,
God.
the people who disagree with you, I mean, the people who you're getting sort of not the sort of the treatment that you're expecting since you have pronouns. If you're not getting that treatment, you should accept it. That's like the healthy mentality. But these fucking extremists, man,
And I trust me,
they take it to the next level.
most of the people that they accept, some people they have pronouns, they just want to do it because they don't want to get into fights. Personally, I don't care if
I don't care. If I see someone doing
I
that
would
shit,
say your thing is stupid. I don't care.
I don't
Like,
care. I don't care.
just don't use it. I'm not using
Here's the
it.
thing. They're trying to make language, even language, exclusive to themselves. It's like the whole vegan sort of shit. Like, again, we're like, this is my habitat. You cannot fucking do shit about it. This is mine.
Yeah.
They're fucking greedy bastards. They want to take over language. We fucking, protest.
Yeah. That's why I'm
crazy.
saying it's stupid.
Absolute bullshit. Absolutely, yeah. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with you, like, having pronouns, but I have a problem when you start to forcing me using them. Because that shit's not going to happen.
I have some gay friends and I had some lesbian friends. I had no problem with them.
Absolutely.
But
Me
I
too,
have
me
the
too. I still have
problem
some.
with the community, with the LGBTQ plus.
X6.
Okay, so what's the meaning of that Q and plus?
I don't know. I have no idea. The
No
plus,
one-
I have no idea.
No one knows.
I have no idea.
So
Plus, I think it's supposed to symbolize the possibility of like more genders to exist.
I don't fucking know.
Oh, fucking whatever, man. You could
I-
have two dicks, like one in your mouth and one in your fucking. I don't care, man. I just don't care.
I mean,
don't put that shit on me.
It's fine, but don't push it. I don't. If you want to push it to me, I don't fucking care. Don't push it to kids.
Yeah.
They had no idea what it is.
Yeah.
They think if they doing it, they are more unique.
Yeah.
They're more like cool and stuff.
Bro, I heard the story once of I don't know if this is real or not, but there was a parent who's, one of these fucking wokies, He said basically, I changed the gender of my son because he wore like sort of my daughter's clothing for one time. It's like maybe he was fucking curious. Did you ask him for? He changed his fucking son's gender. He, the father, just because he fucking like dressed up as a, as his daughter or something, just for fun, like because he's a fucking young child. He's clueless.
Yeah, I saw a mom in social media that he said the baby was, I think, like 6 months old, something. The baby was this,
Stop
and
it. No.
she said my baby is gay, and I want my kid to be gay. I was like, what? Like, you can't make this stuff up.
You can't make it up. You can't.
Now we have some people that want to be disabled because they feel like they should be disabled. And I have nothing to say. These are stupid. That's why I'm saying it's stupid. Like, when you open a door about something that is stupid, it's gonna level up after some way.
Jesus, man, this fucking discussion makes me want to make a time machine.
I want to
go back.
vomit. I'm like, why you like? We have all of these important things that we can think about.
And you're thinking about just whether or not you should suck dicks or eat pussy. I mean, for real, no, for real. This is what it's come to, bro. Years of evolution from Neanderthals to this.
I mean, how our grandparents gonna think about us?
They would shoot themselves in the head just like they did in World War One. It's like
just keep focusing on some stuff that is important.
let me tell you this, my friend. Like honestly, humanity is such a paradoxical, like endless, like sort of maze where we're not really sure about anything, are we? We're just always exploring, and it's just this tragedy. It's a beautiful thing, but it's a tragedy in itself as well. The idea that we like sort of, from what we can see, in front of us, we have no limits practically in our own reality, and this is what gives us this is what gives this, a possibility.
Yeah.
It's beautiful but tragic at the same time, because it's sort of like that double-edged weapon thing where you have evolution, fucking enrichment, intellectuals, poetry, music, technology, but at the same time you have this fucking shit or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, like the problem is not that they exist. The problem is like we change the focus, we change the spotlight from something to something else that doesn't actually matters.
Yeah.
You can be a woman. We can like I don't think in history we had this kind of a stupid topic to talk about.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you could say that. I mean, basically, what you're saying, like focusing on things that don't matter, is basically what happened with racism back in the 1990s, or 1919s.
Yeah,
It's the idea of sort of picking out something that is completely sort of, how can I say it, in nature, not very important, and getting like very hysterical about it. This is what's happening again. We've seen it with racism. We've seen it with the Third Reich, where they wanted to create the perfect fucking, bloodline or whatever the fuck they call it. And we've seen it also like with the fucking,
I think
mafias and their family problems and all of that. It's a recurring theme, but we see it in different colors.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think racism thing came from kind of on that time in the early ages. I think it came from still some people think they're better than them. That's the definition of racism, and we have it now. Vegans they think they're better than eat meaters. Like people who think they have different genders or they have different.
They think they leveled up like in fucking
they
Call of
think
Duty.
they're open-minded because they think about this stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm unique.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like maybe, bro, like about that, like this whole like kid fucking like transforming thing. That's what like makes me angry. Like kids should be left free to explore the world without any restrictions, without any intervention. It's like, bro, maybe even me, I thought about sucking dick sometime, maybe in my childhood, maybe. I was curious about that. Maybe I sucked my own dick in the bathroom, who knows?
Yeah,
But that doesn't give you permission to make decision on my behalf.
no.
Why the fuck would you do something like that?
Stupid.
That's what like makes me fucking like genuinely angry. It's like you've capitulated on a generation of possibly talented and unique people just because you didn't give them the freedom to choose.
I think
You know?
all of this comes from lack of education. Like all of the
It is.
topics.
It is.
Everything I think comes from lack of thinking and education. Because I see people, they don't think. They just follow like
Idiots.
a ship.
Fucking idiots.
And most of this is stuff that we have about this matrix and all of this stuff, all of them comes from some people that didn't think. That's why we have matrix. That's why people are stuck in it. Because they didn't thought about, okay, why I should live like this. You know, I don't want to open this topic. I probably gonna open it next episode because it's a long topic.
Yeah.
I was thinking about why we have money.
I think about that all the time.
Like now, if you tell someone this, they cannot think about it because they never lived in that situation. But it's like all of us, imagine all of us live in the same family because everyone have the same resources. We got the same things. So why we need money? Why when everything can be free for everyone?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it sort of comes down to this like idea of. I mean, here's the thing. If you look at the animal kingdom, there's always going to be food chains, right?
Yeah.
Big fucks small. You know, you're always going. If you're, no matter how big you are, someone's going to be bigger than you and is going to fuck you. And in human nature as well, we see this. You know, we see this. I mean, fucking, the early humans fought countless, battles with each other, and they've always wanted power, it seems. And with the development of consciousness and its increase in sort of complexity, that's when new methods of implementing power came, aka money. And money is just a resource of power. It's how people like climb up the food chain, basically. And I do believe that we're not going to be changing that whatsoever because it's almost in our fucking genetic code, Chains, food chains, fucking prime schemes, man. It's always going to be.
Now we're intelligent. Now, why now we are doing it?
That makes sense. I really do genuinely think about this. It's some people might call it, well, what the fuck do you want? Do you want us to be fucking communists? Whatever. It's like, no, bro.
No, it
is as you said. We have almost equal resources. Why not fucking? But here's the thing. It's such it's such a paradox because then you have to think about, okay, what gives a person a right to do something? On what qualifications? On what currency? Word currency popped up. We go back to money.
Okay.
So that's the paradox.
Okay, because we live in a world that we need that currency. What if we live in a world that there was no currency? People just work together. They have a happy life. Everyone can feel how it's like to be rich. Not, I mean, on that word, poor and rich doesn't really matter. There's nothing called poor and rich. People have kind of equal responsibilities. They have to help each other. Like, imagine a clock. Every piece should work together to have a efficient clock.
You know how? I've actually thought about this multiple times, and I want to discuss like a possible method of doing that. So here's a must. If you want a currency-free system, you have to disable trading. Trading is a must. Trading is a must. You have to keep trading up because you know what? You have to even double it. You have to double trading. So that's one, and I mean trading in sort of goods and items. The second thing is to put a threshold for how can I say it? So let's say, for example, you have the right to get whatever you want, but at the same time, in order to keep that right, up and running, you have to do work at the sort of the thing, so that like everything is in fucking harmony. But you have no restrictions on what you can spend. But after a certain threshold, you need to work it up a little bit and benefit the community and all of that. So such a system can be implemented.
Not no, we cannot implement it. It's just a theory that we can do it.
I mean, it can, theoretically speaking,
Yeah.
it can be implemented. But yet again, even if you implement such a system where there is a threshold to meet when it comes to work and everything, it's basically just a better salary.
Yeah.
That's it. Here's the thing: people always deserve to be paid more, especially artists and
Yeah.
people who are like working hard and in the fucking, I don't know, mines, in the iron factories, whatever.
Yeah.
But I really don't see this happening anytime soon, to be honest with you.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Because
Unfortunately.
now we have cryptocurrency
No,
the same way.
And knowing human nature, someone is bound to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Even if I guarantee you, the day that system goes live, someone will fuck it up like the day after.
Yeah. But just imagine how that world will look.
That would be so great. That would be so great. People would actually be much more efficient in working. People would be much happier. People would
It's
be
like
much
a family.
focused.
It's like a really huge family.
Yeah.
In a small family,
It's like everyone has tasks. Everyone has the same. I mean, I don't want to overshadow foreshadow like communism or anything,
No.
but it's not really communism if you think
No,
about
communism is the same idea, but with like, you know what it look like? It's like ISIS. They read the same Quran,
Yeah.
same book.
it. Yeah,
But
and they
they
force
have-
everyone to read
Yeah.
the same. But in this concept, everyone is still free to do whatever the fuck they want.
But like I want to show you this aspect. Like a good Muslim and ISIS, both of them they had the same resources, but they taught in a different way. Same thing, like different results. And communism was they had the same idea, but
But they taught it the same
Yeah.
way over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. So that's the silver lining between them. Yeah. It's like people are free to do research. We want them to do research anyway, and they're free to engage in whatever activities they want to engage in.
that's
So-
why I think politics is like it's nonsense.
It's a fool's game. Politics is a fool's game, and it's one of the reasons why
Like
I don't really vote for anyone. Never in Turkey, never in Jordan. I'm not voting for anyone. Just think about it. Like, let's say that you vote for someone who's seemingly good. You support his party. You like his principles.
no, I
whatever.
don't think anyone is good.
1 week in, bro, and he does something stupid, and then you start blaming yourself. Why? On election day, don't get out of your fucking house. Just don't do it. It's a
Like-
fool's game.
Like the thing is about elections that people before they got the vote and the money, they're like, oh, we're gonna do this for the country. They have this love of the country before they got the power and the money. The day they got the power and the money,
They change.
They change. That's back to back to the sentence that I really love. Everyone, they do have a price.
Here's the thing. That's such an interesting argument. Do you think that the money and power that was given to them, that was what has changed them, or was it themselves? Because here's the thing. You cannot really say that, can you? You cannot really define it because the shit already happened.
Yeah.
So how are you going to exactly say that a guy was good, but then he was fucking rotted out by the power and money that was given to him? Or was he bad from the start? That sort of thing.
No, I think in most of the cases, the money and the power change.
Yeah, they do change. Here's the thing. Even if you're evil from the beginning, that will probably even give you make you like 10 times worse.
Yeah, I think that's why Trump was different than anyone else
Because he was already fucked up.
Yeah, no. He knows what's the taste of having lots of money.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
rich. He just wanted. Actually, he were doing it.
You know
like
what
Churchill did in UK.
Yeah. Winston
That guy
Churchill.
didn't care about the power and the money. He loved the country.
He loved the country. Yeah. You know, that's such a good point. When you're not starved out of something, and you suddenly get it, you feel no difference.
Yeah.
But when you're fucking oppressed, when you're fucking poor as hell, and then you suddenly get all of that shit, it's like you become fucking, you become fucking Satan himself. Yeah.
One question: how people see? What was the name of the guy? I just said his name. I forgot.
Trump,
No, 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 no. The other guy in UK.
Churchill.
Churchill. How do people in UK see Churchill?
They salute him. They
Really?
salute him including myself. I admire his personality. He spoke with such confidence, with such leadership, and he had such an incredible like political vision, like a foresight, basically,
Yeah.
where he knew exactly which chess like piece to move, and it worked perfectly for him. Yeah, he's one of
And he
one of
was
the historical figures that I appreciate.
one of the reasons that the UK joined the World War II was Churchill.
Yep.
Like he said, I'm not fucking with Germany. You gotta send them out, and he did it actually.
And he did it.
It
He
was
did.
bad for the people in UK, but he proved that
For the long run, I mean, it's better than a fucking utopia, man. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's better than like they never took. They just destroyed London and cities, but they never took it that. Like
Yeah.
French.
Well, here's the thing too. Germany was already like on its last legs. The fucking military sort of breakdown and the military turning on the Führer, for example. It was about to happen anyway, and it happens. When the shit hit the fan, bro, it hit fucking hard.
I think for this topic we need Mustafa to be here.
Mustafa is very like a political sort of figure. We should probably get him in. Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's it for today.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like we should. I wanted to tell you about this. There's a book by Kafka.
Okay. Hey, you told me about it.
Yeah. What was his first name? Henrik? I don't know. But his name is what inspired the term Kafkaesque, which basically it's an evil like demeanor where
Yeah.
you live in basically a utopia where you're just a soulless worker, and you have to figure out like what the fuck you should do, or at least Kafkaesque books or like Kafka's books, they give you an idea of how such an experience would be in a utopia-like world. And I think a book we should read by Kafka is a book called The Castle,
Okay.
which is a very good representation of the utopia, as far as I have heard.
Mhm.
So we should probably read it like this
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
and just tell the people what we think
Yeah, we're
about
gonna
it.
talk about it. I
Yeah.
will put the free download link in the description. But if you want to read it, we can read
Pirate
it.
Bay forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was good. Yeah, it was fun.
Bye bye.
See ya.